everybody. The title of this book is Kipper's Monster. I checked this book out from the library. Tiger had a brand new flashlight. It's the most powerful flashlight there is, he said to Kipper. He's shown it at Big Owl. He's shown it at Hippo. He's shown it in Kipper's face. You should see it when it's dark, he said. It's really good when it's dark. See the flashlight? Tiger sat in Kipper's basket and pulled the blanket over his head. Come on, we can make it dark under here, he said. Under the blanket was one of Kipper's storybooks. That's another thing, said Tiger. You can read under the covers with a flashlight like this. That's a good idea, to read a book under the covers with a flashlight. Kipper began to read. Deep in the middle of the dark, dark wood, there lived a horrible, horrendous, terrible, tremendous. That's it, shouted Tiger, jumping up. We'll camp in the woods tonight. It'll be really, really dark in the woods. Shall I bring my book? Said Kipper. So they took the book and some cookies, and they put up their tent in the middle of the woods at the bottom of Big Hill. But as it got dark, Tiger began to think that perhaps this wasn't such a good idea after all. Come inside and have a cookie, said Kipper. Do you want Rabbit or Big Owl? But Tiger didn't reply. He was looking nervously out of the door. Do you think there are any bears in these woods? He whispered. No, I don't think so, said Kipper. He began to read. Deep in the middle of the dark, dark wood, there lived a horrible, but Tiger wasn't ready. He asked Kipper to sit next to the door instead of him. And when Kipper tried again to read, Tiger got up and zipped the door shut altogether. But the third time Kipper tried to read, from somewhere outside the tent, there came the most terrible, tremendous, horrible, horrendous screech! What could it be? What was that? Said Kipper. Tiger said nothing. Let's go and look, whispered Kipper. So they crept out of the tent and into the woods, shining Tiger's flashlight ahead of them. I think it came from somewhere near here, said Kipper. The flashlight lit up the enormous gray trunk of an old tree. There in the middle was a dark, dark hole. See the dark hole in the trunk of the tree? Suddenly, a huge pair of yellow eyes blinked open, and from the hole came the most terrible screech. They shrieked and ran, bumping into each other and sending the flashlight flying. They scrambled into the tent and lay there panting hard, listening. "I think it was just an owl," whispered Kipper. "Yes, it was just a silly old owl." But behind him, the shadow of something was growing on the wall of the tent. Something with horns. "It's a horrible, horrendous monster!" squealed Tiger. The shape on the tent grew and grew till it was looming above them. Then it slowly changed into a shape that Kipper had seen before. What do you think it is? Let's see. Kipper crept back out of the tent and walked toward the flashlight. There, caught in the beam, was a little snail. Kipper picked up the flashlight and let the snail crawl into his paw. He looked at the snail closely. Its horns curled in and out as he touched them. See the snail in Kipper's paw? "I found the horrible, horrendous monster. Look, Tiger!" Tiger peeped out from underneath the blanket. He saw the snail. He saw its shadow. He felt silly. "Shall I read the story now?" said Kipper. But Kipper never did get to read his story because they went home to Tiger's house, where they put up the tent in Tiger's bedroom. And Tiger got to read it instead. The end. And the title of this book is Kipper's Monster. Bye for now.